question is, what size is it? Well, hello there and welcome. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe. Nice bit of sunshine today. Today is the 3rd of April. This past week we've had snow, we've had sleet, we've had some good frosts. In fact, this morning woke up to quite a good frost. Now we've got, as I say, nice bit of sunshine. The forecast, I believe, for next week, from what I've seen, is it's going to be wet. We're looking as though we're going to have rain almost every day of the week. But if we're not going to get any frosts, there's a few jobs that I want to get and do out on the plot. So hopefully next week, if I can get them done in amongst the showers or whatever, then we can get and do some work out on the plot here. With any luck. One job that I do want to get and do, and it's a thank you to everybody that commented on my last video. In my last video I did tell you about me paying my rent, and I paid £48.58, and my committee informed me that I'm paying for 2.5 roods of ground. I've got to be honest, I don't know what a rood is, but Steve Digwell Green Fingers, thank you for informing me that 2.5 roods is about the size of 10 tennis courts. Well, it doesn't matter how good your imagination is, this that I've got here is not 10 tennis courts. It might be about the length of one, maybe. But there's no way it's 10. But without further ado, joking aside and so on, we'll get and measure it and see what its length is. When I measure width-wise, it tapers this end, so I'm going to measure across what is roughly the middle, halfway along. So let's get on and do that job and see what we've got. I'm using a metre rule to make it a little bit easier for measuring, so we're getting to do that job. Well, I've got my measure, a metre rule. I'm going to start from right down the bottom end there and measure up here, and then because it tapers, this end is narrower than that end. That's because of how the houses step back along here, so the gardens obviously step back. It gets that little bit narrower, so I'm going to measure roughly across the middle there, so it'll give me an average. So let's go and start down the bottom, and we'll have a look and see exactly what sort of size of plot I've got. Even if it's metric, I can convert it. Right, there's the edge. So we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wow, don't believe it. That's smack on level with the fence there. 22 metres. Couldn't have planned that. Right, I'll go down just to the side of my rhubarb. I'm going to measure that. That's roughly halfway through. It may not look like it on the camera, but it is. So that's 22 metres. I will measure. Tell you what, I'll just go through here. 1, 2, 3. There's a bit of blossom coming on these trees now. Oh, I digress there a little, but yes, there's a bit of blossom coming. That's nice to see. Oh, 4 metres, 5, 6, 7, 8, and if I go right up to the fence, even though I can't use the ground, let's have a look. Wow, that's bob on 9. Well, I'll be. So we're looking at 22 metres by 9 metres as an average. So I don't know what that actually is in roods or chains or whatever, but I did say in one of the comments on my last video that I would measure the plot up, and I'm going to repeat myself now, but yes, 22 metres by 9 metres. So some of you out there are brighter than me. You can let me know roughly what that is, I'm sure, or you even exactly what that is. But thank you all for the comments anyway. That was great. So we'll get back in the greenhouse now, and I'll show you what I've got to do in there. Well, what a difference a day makes. Today is the 4th of April. Yesterday I was round on the plot, and as you saw me measuring and so on, it's quite nice, bright and sunny. It's rained. Today it's just rain. It's at the moment it's very fine drizzle. That, you know, that sort of stuff that gets you wet sort of quicker than if it was hammering down. But I'm in the greenhouse, and the thing that I want to get and do is verbena. Now, probably 3-4 videos ago, I'm not sure, beginning of March roughly, I did the cold stratification of the verbena. These have been, as you can see, I've just taken these out of the fridge. What I'm going to do with these now is, because I want to spread this. This is the compost and verbena seed mixed, It's in moist compost. It was all mixed up, put in a bag, put in the fridge, and it's been left, I'd say, a good month. Now when I come to put that into a seed tray, I want to put it into the seed tray as thinly as possible, because verbena seeds are like dust, and I don't want them to be heavily covered. I don't want them to be sort of an inch deep or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use standard 12-inch seed tray. I'm going to put a little bit of compost into the bottom of this, then I'm going to spread that verbena compost mix, the seed and compost mix, spread that quite thinly over this. This will then go into the house. It'll have a propagator lid put on it, and obviously being warmer in the house, hopefully we'll get some germination. It's new to me. The reason I've done it this way, I saw it on YouTube, somebody doing it, and they seem to have very good germination. A couple of years ago when I did some verbena, I did them the classic way of bit of compost, spread the seed, and then just lightly covered them with a bit of vermiculite, and I did get germination, but it was quite poor, and I'm hoping this way is going to give us better germination. So I'll just spin you around and show you what I'm doing. With regard, I mentioned earlier in the video about the weather and how we'd had frosts and such like. I've had a few casualties. These are some cauliflower that were potted on all year round, and as you can see, Jack Frost has had his hands on them, and I'm gonna leave them, just see if it's only the outer leaves that seem to have been affected. So I'm not gonna ditch them and write them off just yet, and we'll just see how they go, see what happens. So I'm going to spin you round so you can see me doing this seed sowing, and I'll bring you back when I'm all sorted. Okay, so you can see the seed tray there. I've put it on a couple of half trays just to raise it up a little. Compost, as ever, is clover, but I don't want to put a massive amount in this. Just want to spread a little bit over this, just so that it just helps to fill the tray a little. I just said I don't want to put a massive amount, and I think I might end up putting just a little bit more in there. This had gone dry and I've just watered it. This is why it's a little lumpy in places. So we'll sort that there, nice, and I think that'll do. That'll be nice. Now then, we'll put that on there so you can see what's going on. We'll open that up. That's interesting. I don't know whether I'm just going to see. Will the camera pick? You probably won't pick that up. I'll use this dibber to try to point things out, but see how down in there's an odd one or two like white dots. I'm wondering if it's the seed that's just actually sort of trying to germinate. Now then, what I'm going to do with this to make things a little easier, I'll get a pair of scissors. I'm going to cut the bag open. Tell you what, these scissors have seen better days. He's nothing like being organised, and I'm nothing like being organised. Look at these, eh? They did cut once, probably about 20 years ago. Oh, things you do, hey? I'm harmless, really. The only harm is I can only generally harm myself. Right, maybe, can you see, let me just lift the camera. No, you can't really see, but there's just odd little spots that look like we could have a little bit, put that down, could have a bit of germination there. I don't know. Right, so what I'm going to do is just put this to one side and just lift a little bit out and sprinkle it as thinly as possible. I'm not looking to cover this up with anything. I'm going to just try and get a nice even coverage over the seed tray. As I say, it will have a propagator top put on it. I will get and firm it down a little, just to try to make sure that everything's in contact with the compost. Right, let's tip that out. There we go, there's nothing left in there. Let's try and sprinkle that nice and evenly, get in nice coverage. Right, we'll just firm that down, just pat it down a little. I have got a label that I'll put in. I'm going to give this a little bit of a watering just before. There we go, that's all flat. Little bit of watering, here we go. Nothing too sparkling, not going to drown it, but that'll do. And that is the verbena done. Hopefully now putting that into the house, putting a cloche cover over the top of that, and it'll be obviously be in a little bit of warmth, and I'll put the label in. Oh well, I'll have to lie it down. So there we go, that's the verbena with regards to the cold stratification. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's going to be a complete waste of time, total lost cause, but it was something I wanted to try. I'd seen it on the internet, somebody doing it this way, and they had pretty good germination, so I thought, why not, we'll give it a go ourselves. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching. It really is very much appreciated. Please like, comment, as this video has illustrated. I do get back to people with regards comments, and some of your comments generate some action for me to take, i.e. the measurement with regards to plot. I've been doing, got my little book here with regards my plot. I'll just show you something else. This is, I know it says here initial budget and tools and expense, all that, but I'm not using it for that. I've written down when I've sown things, written the name, numbered, all numbered and written down, and it carries on, and put dates in and so on of when I've done them all. But what I've also done, I've spent a bit of bit of time on the old internet, looking at sizes, again with regards to my plot, because this video shows me measuring up the plot. As I was instructed by my committee, I am supposed to have a plot size of 2.5 roods. Well, 2.5 roods, now this is only roughly, so please don't shoot me, but this is just roughly. 2.5 roods is 2,529 square meters, or 3,052 square yards, or 27,225 square feet. Well, there's no, as I've said before, I said earlier, there's no way I've got that. My measurements with regards the 22 meters by 9 meters, that gives me, I say this is only roughly, gives me 198 square meters, which is 2,088 square feet. So as you can see, a rood doesn't really come into it. So, but I mean, besides all this sort of with the measurements and so on, the bottom line is I'm not really bothered what size the plot is supposed to be, what size it actually is, and so on. I've done this to kill curiosity, give you guys some information with regards to my plot size and such like, because at the end of the day, what I've got out there, I'm working with. I'm quite happy with what I've got. It allows me some crop rotation and such like, but as I say, I thought, well, I'll have a look through, and yeah, I was quite surprised when I went on Wikipedia, and the explanations about the size of a rood, and it originates something way back to being something about a rod and a chain, and which again are measurements on their own, I believe. But yeah, so that's this is great little. I've shown this before. It's a great little bit of kit, and I'm writing everything down in there. And as you've seen with regards what I'm sewing and everything being numbered, and like I've got here, see, some spring onion, guardsmen, they're just under the grow light. They're about yo big at the minute, but they're number 41, and so I'll write it all down in there. So I'm glad I've got the, they're here now, the verbena. I'm glad I've got that done. They're only just covered, got a propagator cover on them, but they're next to the grow lights, so they'll be getting some light, and we'll see how we go with regards propagation of those. I've still got loads to do. I've got I mean here, I've got some, these are some sunflowers, these are teddy bear, they've got to be potted on. I've got peppers that need potting on, as you can see. These, they're all about this sort of size. I need to get them done. The big ones that are in the window over there, I could do with getting them potting them on. Tomatoes, again, these are under the grow lights. These are Sweet Million, and as you can see, need potting on. The good thing about these is at least I'll be able to lower them into, when I put them into pots, I can sink them a bit lower. So there's oodles to be done. There's plenty to go at. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. Be good, stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.